Hey guys, I'm CEO at CO2Fit. Today I'm going to show you side hover and side rotating hover. So guys, now I'm on a side hover position. My bottom hips off the floor, elbows directly underneath your shoulder. And this is a hover position where you're really working the underside of your on your core. Now, one common mistake I see is that because we ask you to keep the bottom hip off the floor, I see this a lot. So we're like, oh, we want to lift this off the floor, so I'm going to do this. So you pop your hip. But when you pop this hip, your hip joint is taking all the load, and your muscles in your core is not getting anything done. And we want these muscles to work. So it's really important to not pop the hip. Your hips stay neutral, and you're using these muscles in your core to lift this up. So this is a side hover. So we don't want to do this. So always hip neutral. And if you want a harder option, your feet can come into scissor, or you could be stacked. Usually in body pump and CX work, we do feet scissor. So next I'm going to show you side rotating hover. And we rotate all the way towards the floor, all the way back, all the way to the floor, all the way back. So one common thing that people do incorrectly on side rotating hover is that you're rotating through, but your upper body, your shoulder rotate, but your hip doesn't really rotate along. So I see a lot of this. And this is one trick to really learn how to do it right is I want you to put your finger right by your hip bone. And as you rotate, I want you to point the finger right towards the floor. So I want you to keep rotating until your finger is pointing right to the floor and back. Again, your finger. So if you're here, your finger is pointing that way. I want it to be right down. So you want to bring it all the way down, belly button and finger all the way to the floor. And back. So that's a way to practice full rotation of your hip. And once you get the idea, then you could do it with your arm movement all the way up, all the way down. The second thing that I see in class is that as we rotate, so this time I'll do the hard option. As we rotate, our butt come up. Because it's a hard exercise, our butt come up because it's so much easier. This one, the only way is just brace your core harder. Just make sure your butt stays down. So the only way to really know this is it feels easy to you right now. You might be doing this wrong. If you're doing this right, it should be really, really hard. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found this video helpful. If you want to make sure you're doing this correctly, feel free to talk to your instructor after your class or talk to your trainer at the gym. Just ask them to just watch it and what you're hoping to do. It's always better to do a low option and do it correctly than go move on to a harder option and do it horribly. So always start from the low option, rock that move, then you could go up to harder option.